Ying. Thank you, Chair. In the paper, there's reference to smart economy about eligible research and development initiatives and the tax deduction in 2018-19. There were only 110 applications. The amount was $1.82 billion. We don't have the figures for 2019-20 since the economy has been anemic. We don't expect a large increase in the number of applications given the economic downturn, the pay cuts and layoffs. Whether these companies will put money into R&D, that's a huge question mark. How will the government encourage enterprises to invest in R&D? And is there going to be an expansion of the tax deduction scheme or increasing the amount of tax deduction? There was also reference to a smart airport to enhance the experience for visitors. But these technologies sound underwhelming. You talk about robots and luggage belt, but there's no timetable in the plan. It appears that you don't have anything planned. It may have to do with the epidemic, of course. Now, if you reopen the airport, people will really care about the sanitary aspects of the airport. You should be using a technology to reassure the visitors. Is there something about disinfecting the luggage, so that viruses from elsewhere in the world can be killed? Now, we don't have many people using airports now. Would you be doing this, implementing enhancement measures at this point? What are the thoughts of the government? Secretary. For the eligible R&D activities, the plan started in 2018. So from 2018 to 19, that covered only a few months. So the number of applications were on the low side. We're monitoring the number of applications. We're looking into ways to encourage companies to apply for the scheme. Apart from tax deduction, there are other government initiatives to encourage companies to engage in R&D. For talent, for example, we have this postdoctoral and researcher scheme. So companies engaged in R&D can get subsidies from the government to hire the relevant talent. There are different research and development centers subsidized by the government, and they have been working with different companies. The government has also worked with universities, subsidy schemes for them to work with enterprises, so that different organizations can engage in research and development. As for the tax reduction, this is open to all companies. We're looking at different ways to implement the measure. As for the smart airport scheme on disinfection, the airport authority also attaches importance to disinfection. They have made use of smart robots with disinfection efforts. Briefly speaking, when the flight arrives, the robots will disinfect the washrooms